My life is a reflection of the power of brotherhood. Everything I am is because of me and the men I surrounded myself with. I went into the ring 87 times to fight. I went with my coach, my brother, and my brothers of war. Every business I've run, every company I've begun. At the root of it was brotherhood, men who cared and wanted us all to win. My accomplishments continue to magnify as my brotherhood continues to grow. Most famous man in the world, largest and most successful financial educational platform on earth. Accomplishments that were only possible because of the team of brothers surrounding me. Special Forces units, hundreds of men, all aim towards the same goal. Thousands of lives are being changed for the better every single day because there is a group of trustworthy and competent men working to make it so. The world feels our presence, even if it does not know the name of each of my brothers involved. But brotherhood is not easy to harness. It's not easy to collect. Parasites are common. Most men on this earth do not understand the lesson of giving. My network is open to join with only a single interview required to pass. Parasites slip in, and every year they are extinguished. 1 week ago from tomorrow, the purge began. A cleansing fire judged every member's action with a single question. Do you want what's best for those around you? Do you attempt to give more than you take? Out of 4,100 members, 600 were expelled as parasitic. 600 were deemed a taker. A man whose sole focus is to benefit his own life without a single care or regard for the men around him. Those are the men who leave you to drown because they do not want to get their clothes wet. These types of men have no love for the group or its members. They love how the group massively benefits their life in every realm. They had a man to call in over 78 countries worldwide. They had access to information only decades of life could collect and retrieve. They had near unlimited funding, knowledge, or assistance at their proper disposal. They had brotherhood, but failed the requirement to keep it. You need to be a brother to have a brother. I work every day to make sure every one of my brothers has a better life. They have Tate on their team and I have them on mine. My whole life is a testament to it and its power. And we have only just begun. The war room is open to any man on earth who understands my words. It is the greatest brotherhood on earth and is constantly growing in capability. Any of you who truly understand.
Master Po was very critical. It is difficult to not be pessimistic when you are eternally correct. Of all my time at Top Woodan, I struggle to think of a conversation that took place without him correcting someone or something. Po had a particular dislike for dreams, which always confused myself and the other adepts. Each morning he would line us up and force us to tell him what we dreamt of the night before. He would often interrupt loudly and visibly angry. On this particular morning he started with me. He pointed, and I began to speak. In my dream, I saw 3 trees, each different colors. You were there and ordered me to climb the red one, but when I approached it, it became blue. I began. He interrupted me. Inaccurate and imprecise, he screamed. He struck me hard in the face before pointing at the next adept. This reprimand was particularly upsetting, as his accurate insults left me in a difficult position. I struggled to think of any dream, had by anyone, which was neither inaccurate or imprecise. The following morning he once again pointed at me to recite my dream. Surrendering to further beating, I began to speak exactly as before. Last night I dreamt I was on a cloud high atop the temple. It was early morning, and as all of the other students stood exercising, I sat atop this cloud and simply watched. Po's expression did not change. So you dream of mastery. He ushered me over to the exercise floor. Only practice breeds mastery, not dreams. I walked over and began my forms. Atop Wooden we had 7 basic forms, a demonstration of the 7 Wooden styles. Po stood and watched me without moving. A few hours later, after reciting every form, I looked over to Po for instruction, but he did not move or speak. Unsure what to do, I simply started again. Hours passed. The sun faded and the day finished. The darkness came and went. I had practiced all throughout the night and was well into the afternoon of the following day. He was still standing in the exact same position. Even the wind, which shook the trees, did not dare ruffle the fabric of his robe. He was perfect stillness. Resisting exhaustion, I continued to train, until deep in the next night I heard Po shout, "Enough!" I had not had a moment's rest for 2 days. Not a sip of water, reciting forms in the summer sun, had left my mouth so dry I was unable to speak. The only force which kept me going was the fear of Poe's punishment for stopping before I was told. I drank a large cup of water and went straight to bed. I slept a full 3 hours before the 5 a.m. wake-up call. It felt as if only a minute had passed. I was so tired I remember only darkness. As we stood in a line, Poe once again pointed at me to begin reciting the story of my dreams from the night before. For the first time since my ascent to Wudan, I had not dreamed anything. "I did not dream last night. I was so tired. I don't remember anything but black," I said to Poe. He didn't reply, simply pointed at the next adept. Such is the way of Wudan.
Not many people pay attention. The world is constantly changing in real time. The rich are those who see the direction of change. Unmatched perspicacity. If you knew the future, you'd realize how exciting it is to be at the very beginning of Top G. God put me on this earth to reignite the fire in men. Most have lost it. The Matrix has eradicated every single superhero any boy could look up to. This is very deliberate. When you look up to Batman, you want to become strong. You want to become rich. You want to become smart, capable, powerful. Batman was a vigilante. He was what the city needed when the system failed. They don't make heroes like this anymore because it makes men aspire for the qualities of heroes.
Chinese foreign policy is superior. Why? Because it's creative. The Chinese come into a destroyed country with nothing but natural resources and do a deal. They will completely build the country from the ground up. They will build infrastructure, everything. They will do upkeep. They will manage it. They will make the country better. China makes money on everything, of course, but they build and manage everything. It's natural to profit off of the growth of a country and nation. And this is why China is so influential in so many third world nations. This is how China holds power and influence on the world. They make you rely on them by offering you a service. They make your life better. China holds power over America because they make everything Americans buy. The entire argument against evil China is that they constantly try to make stuff and make you dependent on them. User foreign policy is simple. Listen to the USA or they will fuck you up. It's threat of violence. Fear. Force. It's an influence that only lasts with absolute power to annihilate the enemy. China's influence lasts as long as China is helpful to other countries. People often wonder why I'm so influential. It's because I help people. Listen to Tate and your life gets better. I promote only positive things that benefit people. The Real World is the best educational platform on planet Earth, which has birthed over 10,000 success stories of people who went from nothing to something. The War Room has connected masculine, honest, good and capable men from across the world and created the largest positive spiral of win-win wealth creation in modern times. I write a daily free email to teach you for free something about the world. Everything I do is to make the people who listen to me better people with better lives. That's the secret behind my influence. The reason no one else has done it is simple. No one understands the common struggles of man like I do. No one has come from the bottom like I have. No one understands the problem and works as hard as I do to solve it.